Right now, Pittsburgh's best sports show is about to begin. Call us or tweet us. We've got things to talk about on the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call.
Oh, yes, we do. Good evening, everyone, and welcome inside the Fan Cave. This is the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call. You can call us at 412-575-2600. That's the number of the Bordas and Bordas hotline. Tweet us if you'd like. Bob Pompeani here, Andrew Fillipponi there, which is at 93.7 The Fan. We normally simulcast, but the Pirates just completed a loss to the Phillies. They tried to get back in the game after trailing 8-6 your final score. But I want to talk to you, Andrew, about the Steelers, which make news every day, even when there's no news. But Diontae Johnson, once again today, went through his second day of his, quote, hold in. So I'm trying to play this out in my mind where it ends up, because I do not think the Steelers are motivated to give him the kind of money he wants. It's no fault of anyone's other than the market has exploded, and therefore the Steelers, who probably wanted to sign him maybe last year at this time, have watched the market go crazy. So it just doesn't fit in. But how far do you think Diontae Johnson will take this?
Well, we'll see on Monday, because that's the first day of padded practices. So right now, the Steelers are in this area where it's kind of a quasi-mini camp, quasi-training camp. It's not full practices yet. They're kind of dipping their toe in the water, so to speak. And if Johnson went to Tomlin and said, look, these practices aren't that important yet, but I will be there Monday when it starts to look like real football, well, then you know what? That's a compromise I can understand. I don't like it, but I would be able to sit. It would sit okay with me. If he starts to miss real practice time, real reps with a new quarterback, whether it's Trubisky or Pickett, whomever, in the name of hoping that the Steelers give him a contract that he'll never get this offseason, then that's just plain dumb. And it might ultimately, Bob, cost him money long term, because Trubisky's Pickett's gonna develop chemistry with Pickens and Claypool and the other guys, and I think that's a bad move for Diontae Johnson, thinking that resting now or preserving himself now is going to get him a big payday and is going to make him a better player this year.
Yeah, and it's very risky because he still is under contract. He's playing for some money. Obviously, he wants to get what he thinks his value is, and it doesn't help when you see guys like Terry McLaurin sign for an average of, what is it, $23 million a year? But,
I mean, Bob, where do you come down on this? He's not T.J. Watt. He's not Minka Fitzpatrick, okay? Let's just call it like it is. He's not a top 10 player at his position. DK Metcalf got paid tonight. Do you think that Diontae Johnson's as good as DK Metcalf?
No, I don't. I don't think he's in the top 10, and I don't think – the problem is they opened up this Pandora's box of letting guys and I understand Watt's different. I understand Minka's different. But when you open the door to this sort of hold-in situation – now, because other guys have done it, some people believe, oh, I could do it too. But you're not in the same level. But that won't stop them from doing it. So the question is, as I play it out, what happens if this goes on? I think Diontae Johnson has to play. I think he has to play well. If he wants to get the kind of money that he probably will end up with, he's going to have a good year. And by not participating in this and by not being there, I think risks that to some degree. So it's going to be very interesting. It's not going to end with a contract, I can tell you that. Do you think differently?
No, I don't. I think both parties look bad if it drags on. I think if Johnson lets it drag on, he's cutting off his nose to spite his face. I'm not going to risk an injury in practice. Yeah, but the trade-off is you're not learning what it's like to work with a new quarterback in a new offense. If Tomlin lets it drag on, then I think he looks weak. He looks like he's now making special accommodations for a player who's not elite.
Well, that's my point.
T.J. Watt, you watch him on the sidelines last year at training camp. All the reports were he practiced harder than the guys in the team drills. T.J. Watt's cut from the Aaron Donald cloth. He doesn't need extensive training camp reps in order to be great. Diontae Johnson's not great. So to me, he needs all the work he can get in order to have a great year. Bob, something changed because Johnson said, oh, this won't be a big deal. Tomlin said the same thing at the end of minicamp. What happened? You know what I think? The stupid agents got involved. The agents that go, they try to manipulate these players because it's about their bottom line. The agent got a hold of Deontay Johnson, and I think tricked him into doing something that's not good for him big picture.
Well, that's a weak thing if you're a player and you let an agent tell you what to do. It's your job, it's your life, it's your money.
Do you disagree? I mean, Johnson sounded
I'm not
like
saying
he was
that. What I'm
going to
saying to you
practice
is
full
that
bore.
he works for me, and if I'm Deontay Johnson, I know what lies ahead, and I know what I have to do. Okay? Risks be damned. They're going to be there no matter what you do. My point is, you're the boss. You tell him, I'm not going to do that. That's not going to help me. It may help you, or you may think you're going to get something done, but realistically, it will not. We got to take a break on that, Andrew. When we come back, we'll talk about Chris Boswell, who's in a very different situation and will likely get a deal here in the next couple of weeks. That and much more coming up right here. It's the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call, Pittsburgh CW. We'll be back with your phone calls in just a minute.